The battery is almost dead, but that means it was. Cred că trebuie să dăm și asta off. Acolo, de fapt, era problema. Ia să vedem. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's working now. How is everybody? 3 long days. Or at least for some of us. Thank you very much for being here and staying here with us. It was, of course, a pleasure having you, as always. I hope it was a pleasure for you to be here, as always, because some of you are more or less here, I would say, so like friends. So be here not for just, you're here not for just first time. We are also tired, yes, of course. So we will make it very short. Thank you and all this. And then we will floor to, yes, I was willing, but I was now kind of like negotiating with myself to whom I should give the floor to. But of course, to my dean, of course, of course.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so yes, thank you so much for passing me the floor because I'm not tired at all. For me, the conference was a really delight. So I'm really grateful to you for sticking up to the very end of it. We started actually on the 3rd of December with a pre-conference, a doctoral workshop, really intense. It was really a good moment for us. And then, of course, we had yesterday the meeting at the Romanian Parliament, and I hope you've also enjoyed it. If you've had the pleasure of attending, unfortunately, not everyone had this privilege. And today, of course, it was a really long day, but I sense, at least from the papers that I've seen, some of them online and some actually on site, that people actually had a good time presenting their research. And one myself, I think this is actually one of the best things that, a conference can achieve. That is not only having, sessions for networking and, just seeing whether or not the ideas are seeds, ready to be planted somewhere else, but also that we also manage to exchange our research ideas. Maybe something beautiful grows, also in the area of research. Now, on my task here as the Dean of Faculty of Public Administration will be to thank you very much for choosing, this venue, for choosing the National University, and for actually being part of these 3 days, which I'm sure for some of you were also intense in terms of discovering Bucharest. And if not, then I would definitely encourage you to discover it, because there are a couple of Christmas markets at least that, they don't need to be mentioned more than what I've just said. And of course, there's a lot of the holiday spirit. For those of you who do not know this, especially I'm referring here to our foreign colleagues, today in the night, Saint Nicholas comes and visits children, of course, the good ones, because the naughty ones will not receive anything, but the good ones will actually receive what every child, I think, in the world really wants, which is more sweets. Anyway, but I don't know. It depends, I guess, on the type of Saint Nicholas that visits children. It can also offer, fruits, but there's plenty of sweets around. So I guess that would also be on the list. Anyway, so naughty or not, Saint Nicholas maybe would visit you if you make you polish your shoes. That was the saying in Romanian, So every child would place its shoes next to the door. I don't know why. Maybe, because probably it's not fancier to have it by the window anymore. So place it on the door, polish them so that St. Nicholas would be impressed, and then you would receive something in the morning. So that's the old tradition anyhow. So for those of you who didn't know, that's an intro to Romanian culture. Also, what I would really like to say is that I would like to thank and acknowledge how important and how privileged we were to actually join, this year conference, Smart City International Conference with CEEeGov. because this was an opportunity to actually interconnect to other worlds, other research worlds, and to thank for this, actually, for this wonderful thing that happened, I have here Alexander. And Alexander, I think you got the floor right now, just to say, some words. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I have to return the compliment. This was the first conference where we joined forces and co-located the two conferences. It was a tremendous success. We enjoyed it. We felt at home. We felt welcome. And it was a fantastic organization. So thank you very much. Yeah, you're allowed to clap. You're probably even supposed to. As you know, once you give me the microphone, I grab notes. As you know, CEEeGov has a Best Paper Audience Award each year. And we just had the voting with a ballot box, you remember. And it was actually a tight vote. It was decided by a single vote. And the Best Paper Audience Award goes to Ms. Karina Radchenko of Paris Lodron University, Salzburg. Congratulations.
To be sure, I had many.
Can you say a few words?
Yes, please do. Just the microphone.
Thank you so much, Professor Prosser, Katalin. Thank you so much for hosting this wonderful event and my favorite conferences ever. Because really, my path with Smart City Conference and CEEeGov started in 2019. And you really raised these seeds of hope to further promote the smart city research and sustainability research. And I'm enormously grateful to every one of you for all this like family-like atmosphere, for the friendship, for the spirit of hope. Today we even managed to a bit make up a kind of artificial intelligence workshop and exchange of ideas, because we are from different countries, different backgrounds and experiences, but science unites us all. And if I may I will devote this award to our Ukrainian people and our regional and local municipalities who are doing their best in terms of public administration, keeping all services going regardless of the war. And I'm sure that our generation, the generations of those who are now forced to fight, we will recover, we will renew. But to this end, we will need the cooperation of university, governance, business, people, everyone. And I'm thank you all for being this enormous hub of innovation, spirit of hope. And my motto is always in the recent time is we will not give up. We will never give up, because it will not just get any easier if we give up. So we will continue moving forward. And thank you. See you next year here in Bucharest. Thank you for the spirit and being the keepers. Professor Prosser, Katalin, everyone making it possible. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Once I have the microphone, I may also make some organizational announcements concerning CEEeGov. The proceedings volume in the ACM Digital Library will be published in a few weeks. It's already been moved on or passed on to ACM. So they are doing their stuff now, and it will be published, expected to be published probably at some stage in January. We'll keep you posted. Next year's conference, it will again take place in Bucharest in conjunction with the International Smart Cities Conference. We'll again publish the volume in the ACM Digital Library, so that will not change. One thing will change. We will have an additional co-organizing organization and an additional co-organizer. And I may present Professor Lydia Lizovska from the Lviv Polytechnic National University from Ukraine. Yeah, please do. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your conference, and I am very happy to be here the first time here, and I am very happy to take part. I enjoy learning from experts and talking with all of you about e-democracy and e-government in our region. The discussions will be very interesting, and I learned many ideas and useful examples. For Ukraine and for other countries in transition, events like this will give hope, ideas, and energy for innovation and democratic development. I am grateful to all speakers, organizers, and participants. You made this conference possible. I hope we can work together more in the future. Next year, our university, Lviv Polytechnic National University from Lviv, Ukraine, with a larger team, has been invited to attend with an expanded delegation. I hope that the next year Ukraine will be at peace as Europe as well, and the best, and I hope the best participants will be able to attend. I hope to see you again next year, and thank you, and Slava Ukraini.
Well, thank you, and looking forward to this cooperation and of receiving many submissions from Ukraine for the coming conference. And with this, I would like to hand the floor back to Professor Janku.
Thank you so much, Professor Prosa, since we are so formal, and I'm really happy. You've already heard the very good news that we will continue this partnership, which is a wonderful wonderful opportunity for us to actually enlarge our community. And so thank you so much to you, and I a special welcome to the team. For us, it's always a pleasure to end the conferences. It's already the 30th edition and looking forward to the 40th one, with also presenting 2 awards. One of the awards is actually very much linked with our hope that young scholars will dedicate more of their time into researching, solutions for our local and central communities, for our local governments, and hopefully also for our central government. So therefore, we take time and we analyze, papers that are submitted to the pre-doctoral sessions. We try to see what kind of impact this research can actually have. And we also try to establish whether or not, the methodology, of course, the research design and everything were just as we would expect from papers that hopefully will meet, the criteria for publication in high-ranking journals. And so this year, the Student Paper Award is presented by our chair, and I will let him say what was the decision. It was a tough decision, actually, because there were very good papers presented, but still the committee had to
Well, he wanted me So Audris, if you are here, this is your reward. We are happy to send it to you as soon as possible, of course. And yeah, we are proud of having you here. Hopefully you will be also proud of this award. The paper, for those of you who are not participating 2 days ago, was, as I was starting to say, about some so based on a study with a rich methodology, how some mayors are getting re-elected, and how can those tools be used by the mayors to gain more credit and to be re-elected again and again, sort of again. So it was an interesting paper and very scientifically, I would say, anchored. So that was the main reason that it was a difficult debate. There were actually 3 papers that went all the way up to the decision, committee decision. I won't mention the rest for obvious reasons, but there were good papers. That's what count here. That was it matters. Good papers and difficult to decide. But as I said, and as Diana said, and here Alexander said as well, there are some criterias, and each and every one of us gave some sort of, grades. And after weighting them all, we got to the conclusion that this award goes to Lithuania. Now, with all this said, I will give the floor back to my dean to announce the
next award. So congratulations to our colleague. We wrote him. Hopefully he got the chance of at least being online. Too bad for not having him here. But the research was quite promising, and we hope that it will get to the point where it leads him to a successful defense of a PhD. So that's really what matters. And the next award is actually an award which is presented to the best paper presented inside the conference. And this entails several criteria. There are criterion that reflects how the presentation was made, but also criteria regarding the scientific content, of course, the methodology for the paper, the way in which the results have or might have impact on our daily communities. And so again, it was a tough decision because there were several papers, very good papers of established researchers, of people that have already a very important portfolio, experience and so on. And yet the jury also saw the potential of moving forward and, striving to get more results. So we had actually a very nice unanimous decision. And that decision is that the award, I know that Katalin has handed me the program in order to, read the paper, but actually I knew it. So anyway, advertising for the people, digital media and citizen engagement in the smart urban environment. This is the title of the work. And the person who actually has, persons who actually won the award are...
I will start with so Stilia Felusi and Nikola, maybe my pronunciation is not quite, Vangelov? Vangelov, yes. Congrats.
Thank you. And congratulations. And to your co-author, Felici.
Let's have a picture.
Please take a stand there, not in front of
right.
Please, Okay, so going once, and please say smart and especially engagement. Yes, you're very cool. Good. You've done it right. Thank you, and congratulations.
Just a few words.
Thank you.
Of course.
The
floor is yours.
Just a few words. Okay, as well. Thank you so much. Actually, this is like, I feel like a movie star, like on the Oscar Awards. This was a surprise, actually. I wasn't prepared. That's why perhaps I'm blushing right now. Yeah. But to tell you the truth, actually, our relationship, and I would say relationship because it is one, started during COVID times, and it was really nice to finally meet you over the last years in person and to see this venue, I would say, escalating towards the effectiveness of our research efforts. And actually, your conference is one of the, I would say, one or two that I do remember over my period as a researcher. I would say almost 100 conferences. That it is a valuable one. And I dare not say it with political correctness, because it has tested in time, and it has proven that we are researchers, we are academics, we are scientists in a way, but most importantly, and I will step on something that Katalin said, we are friends. And this is a place where, besides our roles that I said, we dare name each other on first name basis, such as Alexander, Katalin, Diana, and even Krina. And for instance, since this is a very culturally diverse atmosphere, I would say, for the Balkan Peninsula, it is not that typical, but it is so in this conference. So thank you so much for being such great friends. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and the award is yours. Please don't let Katalin take it. Thank you, and congratulations. I really hope your, research goes further and that we could, read about it later on. Thank you so much for this. And with this being said, it's time actually to think of the future. And while doing so, of course, we need to announce when the next conferences will take place. Well, we all are in agreement in December. So it will be in early December. Of course, we will be, sending out notes and a very kind invitation to join us again very shortly. And we hope that you will consider, pinning in your calendar already, the early December. So the 2 first weeks you need to, just reserve for Bucharest and for your trip to Romania. Okay. Is that a deal? I hope it's a deal. Did I say right? I said it okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And with this being said, I also want to say something for the future, but also about the past. Organizing a conference is not easy peasy. Although, for some may look like that, but actually there are at least two very important stories in every conference. One of it is, of course, the scientific content, the call for papers, reaching out to authors, considering, which kind of keynote could actually make, sparkle that is needed in any conference, what kind of discussions are hot discussions. Sometimes adversarial, ideas are actually quite good for conferences, because if you meet people that have different opinions, well, what else do you want, right? There will be, a discussion, a conversation. So that's something that the team that is being led by Katalin, but also, the advisory council and all the members, that have been involved. Some of you actually also had presenter roles, moderator roles, the chairs, and so on and so forth. All this team, needs to be acknowledged. So let's give a very big round of applause to all of these people that made it, like an entire year. This is what, finally is represented in the program. So thank you, Katalin, and all the team, of people who chaired. And, thank you so much for this, because, of course, this is done purely for passion of research and for the need of actually, introducing the research to the world and nothing else. Don't imagine that people get paid for that one. It's just voluntary work. And I would like to acknowledge this specifically because we live in times, very turbulent times, where people think that professors, for instance, are those who come 8 hours a day and they just, click there and check some boxes. And it's not the case. This is not the life of a professor at all, actually. So, secondly, apart from the scientific part, which is like the very reason why we're meeting, we also need rooms. We also need, instructions and guidance and, how to not lose ourselves in the Parliament House and how to find, the restrooms. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but it's trivial. But then again, this really matters as well. And there's also an entire team that, prepare the organization side, administrative things. And I have here a part of the people that made it happen. And I would like you to let's applaud them because I really would like for you to know who they are. And I'm going to go there and just please say just your name, right? Just for people to know who you are, okay? So just one name. Ioana. Anisia. Emilia. Raluca.
George.
Okay, George.
Vladimir.
Alex, thank you so much.
Sara.
Janina.
Raluca.
And who is there also? And we also have here Florentina. You also know.
Hello, everyone.
And I don't know if there's someone else outside, but let me check because there are a couple of people that sometimes are too shy to actually be in the room. Yes, no. Man, I'm checking, you never know. And then, I don't want to feel like, oh my God, I left you outside. And the one and only Luminita. Yay!